Hello, everyone. Arthur here with EM Disaster Gaming, and I'm excited to be here today with Victoria Kludge, the creator of Crisis Command. We are excited to announce the launch of Crisis Command. Why don't I turn it over to you, Victoria? Introduce yourself. Please introduce yourself to our audience.
All right. Hi, I'm Victoria Kludge. I am an emergency manager by day, working at the world's busiest airport. And I am also a game creator on the side. So Crisis Command is my first publishable game that I have done, and I'm very excited to launch.
Awesome. And let me go ahead and share the picture of Crisis Command here, the cover image. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that up. Here we go. So this here is the cover image of Crisis Command. Victoria, why don't you go ahead and give us a little overview of Crisis Command? So tell us about this game.
Yeah, so Crisis Command is a role-playing tabletop game. So it's not your traditional board game. It's a little more along the lines of things like Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, other games like that, where you're really big into the role-playing element. And it is dice-based, like those games. So it uses 2d10, which is 10-sided die, to be able to introduce some randomness and chaos within the game.
Awesome. And would you give us some details? So how many people can play? How long would you say it takes to play Crisis Command, to play through an entire campaign or session? What would you say the answers to that are?
So you can do anywhere from, I recommend 3 to 9 players. I think on the box we might have 4 because we wanted to include the facilitator in that as well. It can run, really, I'd recommend anywhere from a minimum of 2 hours up to, you could do a full day session. Really depends on the complexity of the scenario that you're wanting to play and how deep in the weeds you want to get.
Awesome. And before we, as I pull up the both player and facilitator guide here, and we show some more of the images from Crisis Command, could you tell us about the artwork here and the illustration for the game, and what was your inspiration for Crisis Command?
So as you can see, we're very throwback on the artwork. It's got the very civil defense callback kind of style, very retro, but modern at the same time. So it's all the modern equipment, modern people, to really be able to make that, kind of connection between the two. Crisis Command, for the inspiration, I had started developing games at work for our team to be able to do some extra training. And I decided that, on a broader scale, this would be really helpful for other agencies. And I had seen a lot of different games already, but nothing quite with the same mechanics that I had envisioned. So I decided I'm going to venture into making my own game.
Awesome. And we're looking here at the player handbook, and to know this game, all of the artwork, all of the graphics and the illustration is actually done by an artist. So there was no AI artwork that was used to generate this. Can you tell us a little bit about the artist and the illustrator?
Yes, Millie. She is fantastic. She's based out of New Zealand. Loved working with her. She had done other military style poster designs for a museum actually in England.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of where, that's where we sort of vibed on this project. And she's like, oh yeah, I'd love to do this. I think that's great. So she was fantastic. So if anybody needs an artist, she is wonderful. I'd highly recommend her.
Wonderful. And so now we're going to go through some of the components of the game. If you could tell us and share some more information, so to give potential players and folks that are watching and looking at this, what an idea of what they're looking at. So right here we have the player handbook. Can you tell us a little bit about the handbook?
Yeah, so it's set up pretty straightforward, but again, kind of in a similar style to like the D&D handbooks. So it walks you through the mechanics of the game, so how the dice rolls work, how you run each turn. It also has the player character sheets within it as well, so it tells you what your abilities are, what you can and cannot do, a list of description of all of the different resource cards that are included within the game, and a couple stock scenarios that are pre-built for you to be able to just plug and play should you be unsure how to create your own scenario to start.
Awesome. And let me actually go ahead and share. So, and then next, the game comes also with a facilitator's guide.
Yes.
That you can see that here on the screen here. Tell us a little bit about the facilitator's guide and its use. So this is designed for the game master, the person that'll run the exercise of the game. Please share a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I designed this with emergency managers in mind who've probably never facilitated a game like this before. So it's very easy, explains to you, how you guide your players through this role-playing experience. A little extra details on how the game mechanics work as far as, asking them to roll for a certain thing. As you can see, it's got the outcome tiers for the injects for the rolls. It's got some pre-done injects for you as well that you can go ahead and just plug and play into the game, as well as an explanation of how you can build your own injects, because I want this game to be very flexible for agencies to be able to input kind of their own jurisdictional quirks and things like that within the game.
Awesome. And we can see here you've built out, you've got a gameplay flow overview that you've provided, and you've got even examples of gameplay for actions. And then next up, I actually wanted to share some of the amazing artwork here from the different images that we have available from the game, and have you tell us about them. First, why don't we take a look at some of the cards here. There are some awesome illustrations. So let me pull up these cards. All right. So here we go. Here's our first card. We have the logistics section chief. Tell us here about the cards, their design. And I'm going to click through some, but if you can share more about these particular cards and their use in the game.
Yeah, so these are the character cards. So they're sort of a condensed version of what the character sheets have within the player handbook. So you can see your modifiers like you would in D&D, as well as a description of kind of what your role is. As you can see, there's the levels attached to them. So more complex roles have a higher level to them, meaning that when you're doing like skill checks or rolling for advantage, they may have a little bit more pull throughout the game versus some of the other players. Gotcha.
And there's awesome artwork here, so we can see the different levels, and it all ties back here to that central theme. And then next up, what I'm really excited to share are these beautiful resource cards.
Yeah.
If you'd please also tell us about these resource cards. The artwork really is fantastic. So starting with this first one here, we've got some facilities, this medical triage center. So what are people seeing here when they see this card?
So the resource cards are items, resources that you can deploy throughout the game that might give you an advantage or a disadvantage as you're playing. So they will have an effect to the overall scenario, because you'll have different abilities that you can get from them. So there's facilities, there's personnel, there's information, which includes plans, equipment, and supplies. And they all have different things that they can do for you, and they do have different activation costs. So you might be able to play one in one turn and it's automatically deployed in your setup. Some of them take a little bit longer, like the mobile command vehicle, for instance, takes a bit longer to deploy. It actually takes 2 turns. So that is where you kind of get some of that realism of certain resources take a hot minute to be able to get out to the scene and be usable. Whereas others are a lot more immediate and you can just send them out. So we're trying to get as much of that realism as possible of what you're going to actually experience during an incident response.
Awesome, awesome. And you can see here the these fantastic illustrations that we have here of all the different resource cards. There are how many resource cards come in the game?
I want to say about 40 resource cards.
Okay, so how many type of different resource cards come with the game?
So you've got 5 different types of resources. You've got transport, equipment, supply, facility, and personnel. And they all have a varying number of cards attached to them. They all have their own unique contributions to the game. So it's pretty cool. And we do have one card that actually is a dual card. It's the mobile command vehicle. It is both equipment as well as a facility. So it actually converts. You deploy it as equipment and then it'll convert into a facility.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what would you say are your favorite features that you're excited the most about with Crisis Command?
One of the things that I love about the game is it is setting agnostic. So this has been a big bit of feedback that I hear from agencies is they're like, how do I make this fit my agency? How do I make this fit my jurisdiction? And so I made it a setting agnostic game so that they have the ability to use their own maps. They have the ability to input their own jurisdictional quirks and really make it custom to them and widely applicable. So it's not having to make, a specific game for every jurisdiction. They all can play it and all be able to put in their own things.
Awesome. Awesome. And lastly, is there anything else you'd like to share with the audience about Crisis Command?
So one of the things that I kind of have built into this is it's really big on decision making. It's less about knowing your plans. It's less about validating plans like normal tabletops.
The check the box compliance
right,
that we
exactly.
do and we see so often with, yeah.
Yeah, so it's really about the decision-making piece and being able to iterate decisions as well. So just with the resource cards and the dice rolls, you have trade-offs that you have to deal with further down the line because you do have limited resources. And so you're really getting to actually think through a scenario much deeper than some of these other exercises.
Well, that's really, really exciting. We are excited to have partnered with you as your publisher on this. With that, this is first going to be available for digital download, and then we will have physical copies coming later this fall here. But agencies can get their hands on it now as a digital print and play for digital download here. So we're excited to release this here with the 4th of July holiday and to continue to bring you more amazing games here from Victoria coming soon here and expand on the Crisis Command series. Is there any final words you'd like to share with the audience about what's to come next and what to expect coming out of you? So we're excited to have you as one of our game creators here at EM Disaster Gaming.
So one of the things that I have planned for this is, as you can see, this is the EMA edition. And I'm working on some other editions for sort of cross-sector applicability with public health, hospitals, school districts. So we can, all the different sectors that touch emergency management will actually have this training tool available to them.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, we're excited to release this here, and thank you everyone for watching, and be sure to go to emdisastergaming.com. We will have a dedicated product page and listing for Crisis Command, and as we continue to release things under the Crisis Command series, you'll be able to find these all here on our shop, on our Shopify store. So thank you all for joining. Thank you for sharing about the game today, Victoria. And with that, we hope to see you guys next time. Take care, all.